While I was in the final year of my bachelor's degree, I acknowledged the fact that I had wasted enough money of my parents in the last 2 years. Everything went wrong and plan A to Z failed. It was then I decided to work for Pizza Hut. I started my career with it's rupees 20 per hour. Each moment teaches us valuable lessons, and we learn more when we face and go through the challenging time. The caliber of a person is not how well he prepares for everything to go right, but how he stands up and moves on after everything has gone wrong. A very good morning to one and all. It's a real joy to be here with you today. Hope you all are doing great. About my brief introduction, I am Dheeraj Datta. I belong to Chandigarh and presently into overseas education business. I'm also working as senior growth consultant with Speakers Institute that teaches public speaking, how to master communication for influence. I have over 12 years of work experience in India and outside India. Today I will be talking about my journey from being a Pizza Hut delivery boy to where I am now. And these are my experiences, my stories of why failures or challenging situations are important in life. I have achieved all this in spite of the fact that I studied in average ranking government schools. During my school days, I was shy, introvert, and timid. My classmates used to make fun of me because of my short height, but I always believe good things come in small packages. I was always an average student during my school days and below average while I was pursuing my graduation. In my 10th board exam, I scored 33% in English. Leave aside my written communication skills, my spoken English was so bad that I didn't know how to introduce myself even after getting my bachelor's degree. I have missed the opportunity to study in college as a regular student as I completed my bachelor's degree through correspondence education. I got compartment in each year of my bachelor's degree. I finally completed my graduation with 3rd division and managed to get 2nd division after appearing for improvement exam. While I was in the final year of my bachelor's degree, I acknowledged the fact that I had wasted enough money of my parents in the last 2 years. I had also wasted my valuable time. I accepted the fact that I couldn't score high grades like others were getting. It was then I decided to work so that I can become self-independent. I also wanted to work to improve my communication skills, as my friends used to make fun of my speaking skills. It was then I decided to work with an international fast food chain. I decided to work for Pizza Hut. I used to work in the delivery section. This section had 2 primary roles. Firstly, to deliver pizzas at customers' place, and secondly, to answer customers' call, the role which I was reluctant to do because each time the phone rang, you had to answer it by saying, "Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. This is Dheeraj. Would this be for delivery or takeaway?" And saying these 13 to 14 words was an uphill task for me then. Any guesses about the hourly wage rate that I used to get during that time or I started my career with? It's rupees 20 per hour. So why failures or challenging situations are important in life? This statement is very important and close to my heart because when I grew up and completed college, I was always taught and pressurize how to be successful and aim for top positions in academics or other competitive exams. As my parents have worked in the government, they somehow convinced me to apply for competitive exams. While I was preparing for these exams, I realized the fact that I wasn't eligible for any of the competitive exams as I had third division in my bachelor's degree. It was then I appeared for improvement exam and managed to get second division in my bachelor's degree. And after that, I appeared in all types of competitive exams, and I wasted another year as the result was nothing special. I also took admission in diploma in statistics, but I again flunked. And when you are finished with all the options, especially if you are raised in Chandigarh and Punjab, then you're left with one option. I decided to appear for my job interview at one of the international call center in Chandigarh. Business process outsourcing, BPO industry was in boom back in 2003. And I was very keen to work because I knew that if I would get a job, it would give me a great opportunity to improve my communication skills. I decided to appear for the interview. I crammed up all the answers to impress the interviewer, as I didn't want to lose this opportunity. I entered the interview room. There were around 70 candidates. I went and sat in the last row over there. After about half an hour, an interviewer appeared, greeted us all, and stated that we had to come one by one in the front and introduce ourselves for about 2 to 3 minutes. And she suggested to start from the last row. I was shocked. Few candidates left the room, and I was one of them. When I was waiting for my friend's interview to finish at the cafeteria, a thought came, it's better to try than to quit. मैं अपनी लाइफ में फेलियर एक्सेप्ट कर सकता हूं, पर मैं ये एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकता कि मैं ट्राई ना करूं. With this thought, I entered the room, and when they called my name, I stood, came in the front. Any guesses what happened next? I got blank. I didn't utter a single word. Any guesses why? It was because I hadn't faced such a huge audience before in my life. As I didn't utter a single word, everyone started laughing, as if they were making fun of me, thinking that you are not meant for this, you cannot do this, you do not belong to this place. How many of you have felt the same way some point in your life? Les Brown, one of the greatest motivational speakers, has once said, do not let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. दूसरे आपके बारे में क्या सोचते हैं उसे कभी सच मत होने दो. So to prove them wrong, I somehow managed to speak and cleared that round. And that moment still seems magical to me. When I reached home that day, my parents gave me a pat on the back, not because I had cleared the interview round, but because at least I tried to give my best shot. I hadn't quit right away like other candidates. Later in the day, while I was contemplating on what went wrong during the interview, I realized the fact that I had fear of public speaking. I had speech anxiety. Any guesses? What is the percentage of people who experience some degree of anxiety, nervousness when it comes to public speaking? So if you search the term glossophobia, which means speech anxiety, fear of public speaking, it's 75%. I was shocked to know this. People would rather die than to speak in public. Later, I spent 2 to 3 years in BPO industry. And then I got an opportunity to travel to England for work, travel, and study. I spent a couple of years in England. It was definitely an incredible experience, witnessing a completely new way of life. By working internationally, I not only got an opportunity to meet people from all across the globe, but I also gained more confidence by improving certain skills that helped me connect with others, such as communication skills, leadership skills, time management, team management, and many more. By visiting different places and meeting all kinds of people, I became more independent, open to ideas, more accommodative, less judgmental. In short, I became the best version of myself. As my parents were not keen in settling abroad, it was my own personal decision to come back to India. And I still feel it was the best decision I had ever made because at least I can serve and be with my family whenever they need me. When I came back to India in 2007, I got an opportunity to work for a private bank. And since then, there was no looking back, and my new journey into corporate world started. With consistency and sincere efforts each day, I'm able to convert one of my fearful area of improvement, which was speech anxiety, back into one of my biggest strengths today. And I personally feel and believe that if I can do it, anyone can do it, whatever that area of improvement exists in your life. Self-discipline and perseverance is the key. So my life was going smooth. I was doing well in my professional career. It was in the year 2016, some untoward incident happened. And sometimes these incidents in life are so impactful that they crush you emotionally, shatter your world to tiny little pieces, and leave you completely shocked. But they transform you into the worst version or the better version. Better version only if you have the courage and guts to opt for the right path in those adverse circumstances. And the same thing happened to me. In October 2016, I suffered from cervical spondylitis. It's an age-related wear and tear of spinal disc in your neck. When I consulted my doctor, he advised me complete bed rest for the next few months. While I was on bed rest with pain and no movement on my upper body part, my whole world came to a standstill. There are many moments in life which we take for granted, and we do not realize their importance until we lose them. At that moment in my life, it was my health. I realized what I lost. Due to this incident, I had to leave my job when I was at the peak of my professional career. All my plans from A to Z failed. With God's grace, I recovered well in next 5 to 6 months' time. I experienced such a transformation within myself that I became strong not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. As months passed by, I gathered enough strength and courage to start my own business of overseas education, which I couldn't able to earlier while I was working and even more stable in life. I also got an opportunity to work for Speakers Institute. I also found my passion of becoming an inspiring speaker. And in addition to all this, the beautiful thing that happened to me was my life has become more meaningful as I found my belief, vision, and purpose in my life after this incident, which wasn't there earlier. If I hadn't failed in my interview that day, I wouldn't have put so much effort into improving my speaking skills. I wouldn't have had the courage to start my own business. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to work with so many renowned organizations. I wouldn't have successfully cleared my interview at British Embassy and would have missed the opportunity to travel abroad. If I hadn't faced challenging situations in my life, I wouldn't have realized that I can dream and create my own life. I wouldn't have realized that I can speak and inspire others. I would have never been able to discover my passion for public speaking, so I would have missed this beautiful opportunity to speak with all of you today. Today, I am again thankful for all the adversities, breakdowns, challenges in my life as they made me who and what I am today. I have bachelor's degree in commerce. I've also earned post-graduation in business administration. I've also earned post-graduation in computer application, followed by MBA in marketing. I am a record holder. I am a dreamer, visionary, senior growth consultant with Speakers Institute. But they all look good on my profile, and I gained nothing in comparison to the meaningful lessons that I have learned by facing the failures and overcoming the challenges in my life. These were my greatest teachers because I couldn't have this more valuable perspective towards life that I have now without it. After all these series of learnings in my life, what I found was life is a combination of both good and challenging time. And this is what makes the journey of our lives complete. Each moment teaches us valuable lessons, and we learn more when we face and go through the challenging time. When good time is there, stay humble, be grateful, stay responsible. When challenging time is there, stay calm and focus. Stay patient, stay positive, and say to yourself with conviction that I am greater than my problem. I can handle them because they are too small. And trust me, guys, if I say this, if you have the courage and guts to opt for the right path in any adverse circumstances, if you are sincere in your efforts, if you fight back with all your strength and do not give up in any challenging situation, some divine power, God, Almighty, universe, your destiny, fate, your cosmic mother, or whatever concept that you are drawn to or feel connected with, definitely intervenes and begins to leverage through circumstances, events, people in your favor and rescue you. And the same thing I experienced in my life, not only once, but many times. Till we meet again, embrace your failures in life as they are the stepping stones to success. And it was because of them I recovered successfully. My life has become more meaningful, more beautiful. And whenever any challenging situation comes, do not lose hope, faith, and belief, and say to yourself with conviction that I will not quit in life, and have a firm belief that the best is yet to come. Thank you for calling Pizza Hut. This is Dheeraj. Would this be for delivery or takeaway? Thank you very much.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.